Basically, editing is when you recorded your song and a rhythm to tape, and then you mark your tape, and you're actually cutting the tape to create a different rhythm out of what you've recorded. So it's like that's how you get the stutter step and different edit effect or have you. You know what I mean? But I mean, I guess I learned that from being on the radio stations, and just being around the studio a lot. It was part of the music production process.
Steve Bob Rosenberg
Uh, Kevin Flournoy, Phil Jones, Bob Rosenberg, some of the people that showed me how to edit, definitely.
All right, let's talk about the Memphis, Ron May. What's your relationship, either of you, both of you, and Ron May?
Well, Ron May was actually my DJ before DJ Crash.
Right.
You know, him along with Big Man Kelly and 99 Jams. Before Crash came along, they were like, fill-in DJs. When I go on the road, I would take Ron or I would take Big Man Kelly. And, me and Ron became close friends, still is. What's up, Ron? Hanging out somewhere. He's doing his thing right now. And
West Coast.
from there on, after Ron and Big Man Kelly, that's when DJ Crash come along and we hooked up and made Miami bass history.
Definitely rap history from that point on.
Well, Crash, you have a different relationship with Ron May, though, right?
Yeah, from the Wiz Kids and different. He was more like a ongoing manager when I was on the radio station at 99 Jams. In the late 80s, early 90s, we had the first hip hop R&B radio mix show way before, Khaled and Suicide and all those guys. We kind of set the tempo for hip hop mix shows down here in South Florida. And from there, it was history. The station changed format after our show for a few years, and then later on they came back with DJ Khaled and his whole thing over there at 99 Jams.
Well, I met Captain D at a jam. He was throwing a jam at a park, I think, and I seen white boy on the turntables and mixing and rapping and stuff. So I'm not sure if there were any white rappers out at that time, maybe one or two. And I took him under my wing and signed him to the label, which me and myself and a friend of mine started a label. And Captain D was actually the first artist signed to the label, the Death Rock Crew. And recorded him and put his record out, and the label actually, dispute between me and the co-owner fell out, so the record never got the gist, promotions and stuff that it deserved. Would have been a hit, I think it would have been.
Def Cut Records.
Right, Def Cut.
And Raptini was notably on Def Cut, and she got a video aired on Your MTV Raps. How did you manage to get her video on Your MTV Raps?
Because I got wind that through, I don't know, it was Vanis or somebody told me about the guy who produced. The other guy was a producer for BET, and they wanted to come down and kind of expose, the South Florida rappers and, Miami bass. And they got in contact with me, and I shot a couple of videos of myself and then brought Raptini in the fold, and I think it was one more person that shot a video. They were down here for like a week and they shot maybe 3 to 4 videos of South Florida. No, Clay Vasse didn't have a video at the time. I don't think he was recorded at that time. I think he was like the third after Raptini. Clay Vasse and DJ Man did a single.
Crash, this when you start with the Wiz Kids in high gear. Most notably, let's talk about Security by the Beat Club.
Oh, Security,
Tell
that.
us what you want to tell us about Security.
I think Security was a growth period. It was a growth spurt for the whole Miami bass sound. Kind of piggybacked on some of the electro bass sound and stuff, along with just the raw Miami bass sound. And I did some scratches on there and editing work, which kind of enhanced it a little more and gave it a little edge over a lot of other songs that were out at the time. To be honest, I really didn't know at the time at the song was released. I knew about it almost like after the fact, after its popularity, and people were telling me, how big it was as an international song and in Europe and different areas in Germany. And when I told people I worked on that song, I got a lot of surprised looks. And it felt good, That song got picked up on Atlantic Records, so it was cool.
We're at Sunland Park, Fort Lauderdale. This is where they used to hold Play Day. David Deal Play Day, 80,000 people strong. Myself as well as Fat Boys, Run DMC, you name it, has performed out here. It was a free event thrown by the city of Fort Lauderdale. And every year, this the spot, this is where it used to be. People used to look forward to Play Day.
Definitely, it was a free event. It was nice, filled with a lot of people, family and friends. They had the mobile stage out here. They had different DJ crews. And all you heard in the air was bass, bass and dance music.
What was so having Fort Lauderdale as a backdrop in you guys' career, how did it influence? What is it about Florida bass that keeps people going? Here in your backdrop, Fort Lauderdale. What was it, from ghetto style or what?
I guess it was just bass itself. It was just the driving of the 808 kick drum, is what kept people going. And I think, if I'm not sure, Fort Lauderdale is actually the first place where a bass record was released. I know everybody says Miami bass because Miami has the more record companies, more records came out, more hits out of Miami. But Fort Lauderdale is actually the first bass. It is the bass capital. I ain't gonna say the bass capital, but the first place that ever released
the birthplace.
Right, the birthplace, the bass mama.
Yeah,
we'll call it the bass mama.
Bass mama. Yeah, you're right. Fort Lauderdale would be that.
Because MC Chief and the Sexy Lady was actually the first bass record to come out of South Florida. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but my little research.
You know how it goes with these days.
Yeah.
That was the first.
And then Gigolo Tony was the second with the Parents of Roxanne, which was released later that year in 1984, if I'm not mistaken. I'm getting old, so my mind might be going. So y'all, bear with.
And for the record, that is 1984.